Hi, it's Rob from the Bobsphere, or Bob from the Bobsphere, whatever. And I've got my second Booker book. I just finished it now, so there could be a mess of thoughts. I read Klara and the Sun by Ishiguro. And I will say, Ishiguro, you played a very nasty trick on me. But we'll get into that later. I had a really funny video planned about cut price sci-fi and things like that. But then he played that nasty trick, and I said, "Okay, let's give it a straight review. No problem. Okay, maybe there'll be some other books in the list that will let me be a bit funny. Anyway, I said, haha. Okay, right. It's good. What's the book about? There is an artificial friend called Klara, the one in the title, and she is observant. One day, she is chosen by. So I assume artificial friends are androids. I said I've got a lot of thoughts, so this could be messy. She is bought by or chosen by a girl called Josie. And from the start, her mother keeps on asking Klara to imitate Josie. Why? And we find out by page 200 there is an ulterior motive. But this is a very slow build up. Maybe you can say it's a very well planned. Ishiguro teases you. He drops details, tiny ones. It is frustrating because you feel that there's something going on, but absolutely nothing. And you keep on saying, okay, do we really care? Who cares? I was really disappointed. I was saying, this is not Ishiguro. I do not like The Buried Giant, by the way. I think that's one of his worst books. And I was saying, no, please, please. I don't want a second dud by Ishiguro. I like everything he's written. Why is he doing this to me? Why is he just boring me with these incessant details about how an android walks up and meets friends, sits down, gets up, sees a drawing, etc., etc. Then, and this is where the nasty trick is, what a good writer you are, Ishiguro. By 200, there's the big reveal, and everything that has been bugging you for 200 pages finally makes sense. And that's where the novel starts. And oh my goodness, it just keeps on getting better and better. Then all the symbolism becomes clear. Then you know why people act like that. The ending is touching. It is fantastic. Also, and I have to say this, I have always said that Ishiguro writes the same book but gives it a different covering, a different dressing. Here it is different except for one bit. The main plot in all his books is the how memory can deceive you. Here it's different. It is mentioned in the very last bit about the how memory can treat you badly. But that's not really for me what this whole book is about. So I gave you a main plot synopsis. Let's go a bit deeper. Okay, in olden times, let's say I'm trying to think what olden times. So would that be contemporary? Well, in the 1700s, especially if you see it in French plays, and I'm really I'm going specifically on Moliere. Could be a bit earlier though. So please, if I'm wrong, tell me. In Moliere's play, in Don Juan especially, the sun represents God. So, Klara, as an android, gets her energy from the sun and she worships it, literally. In fact, there's one scene where she says a prayer, and she has great faith, lots of it. And the sun does not disappoint. Again, I'm going to keep it a little bit vague because I want you to read those, to find that reveal on page 200. Those who have read the book, and I'm sure there's a lot now, know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the sun shows its power, and there's a lot of faith, and I see this as the strength of faith. Since Klara has faith, since she believes, things will happen. And you, the sun will be kind to you. God will be kind to you. As that's what our Christian doctrine says. Don't forget, in the Booker jury, there is the Booker judges, sorry, there is a priest. So I'm not surprised that there's maybe some of his input in this. So there's the representation of the sun. Then there's also the sacrifice. As we know, in religion, Jesus Christ, he sacrificed himself for us, which is a sign of true love. Now, there is one scene, or two, because now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I would say there's one scene where it's quite explicit that Klara's love for Josie is so strong that she sacrifices herself, and she does. And I won't say how, but she does, does something which could affect her badly, but she does it out of love. Now, we do not think that an android is capable of loving, but Klara is. She loves Josie. She's willing to do anything for her. Right. Then there is a second sacrifice because Josie grows up and Klara is not really that important in her life. And there's another sacrifice that can happen. There's a potential one, but that gets blocked. There's a reason why. But there's another one where there's a slow fade and she may be taken away. We don't know though, probably. Okay, so I am not being 100% crystal clear. So let's summarize. So I saw this as a book about faith, the strength of faith, and how sacrificing is a sign of love. And even though this may be a robot, maybe a robot can learn to love as well. Love is strong, and love can help you. I sound maybe like some hippie preaching, but this is Christian doctrine. So I'm not saying something, out of the ordinary here. And because of that last 100 pages, for me, redeemed the whole book completely. Everything came into focus, like I said before. So do not take it lightly. It may be a bit disappointing at first, but it does, it is a rich book. I've only read 2 out of 13 books. Can I say this will be shortlisted? Each book has its potential to be shortlisted. At first I was going to say, nah, but maybe I can see it happening. I will be honest. This is not the cut price Never Let Me Go. I know it was intended for children originally, but definitely not. This is another very good Ishiguro book. Can I recommend it to people? Well, if you have the patience for a 200-page exposition dump, go ahead, but read between the lines. I don't want to sound patronizing like that, but it does unveil lots of rich themes. Okay, that's it. Klara and the Sun. Now, what did you think about the book? Did it fool you? Or did you see the change a mile away? I don't. I'm not a 100% perceptive reader, so sometimes these things come as a surprise to me. Now, I only have 2 Booker books. You saw the last review. I have to wait for the remaining 11. I don't know how long that's going to take. It could be in 10 days' time. It could be at the end of September. Who knows? I have no idea. But this will continue. There will be more Booker reviews. Okay. Thank you. Bye, and we'll wait till the next one. Oh.